All right, so I think I found like the best way for us to gain clarity about making decisions in our lives. And that key is talking to old people. Wait, you gotta hear me out. You gotta hear me out. You gotta hear me out. So yesterday I was having to like commute from like Richmond to Washington D.C. and I had to get on the train. And today, like that day, for some reason, it was like the train was super busy, so I end up having to have a seat buddy. Usually, we could we sit by ourselves, but it was so packed. Like I had to sit next to somebody, so it was what it was. But I got an opportunity to sit next to this older gentleman, and like he kind of immediately kind of like took interest in me and what I had going on because of course like I had my cane and my phone talks to me and all of these different things. So he was just like a corner like what are you? So I was kind of explaining to him like, oh yeah, the phone talks, it does this that and the other, and he asked me like who I was and all this different stuff, and I kind of explained to him. I was like, I do this and this and this and this, and then even like as I was saying it, he's like, when do you sleep? And I was like, it's like what that was something I never really thought about because I'm always like pushing to kind of accomplish like goals and stuff like that, but to him, uh, like he thought it was like unfathomable that I had that many things going on. But anyway, let me get to the point. So, he began to tell me that he was 70 years old and he was kind of proud of himself for like all of the things that he accomplished. And he was telling me that he was, he had the opportunity to be the first, first black man to do this and the first black man to do that and just be the first in many different spaces. And, in that 70, he'd seen so many things. And I immediately like recognized the value in having a conversation with him. So he begins to tell me like all these different things that he was doing, and it was fascinating. And he was so eager to kind of like share his knowledge, and as like a baby therapist, right? I'm kind of like kind of inquiring on different things, and eventually he told me that like he doesn't have any regrets in his life. He feel like he lived a full life. He done everything he really wanted to do, and now in his older years, he's kind of taken on the role of like educating and sharing history and just sharing his wisdom. And like immediately after that conversation, I was kind of left with like, damn, like this is what we're missing. You know, everybody's talking about mental illness. Yes, yeah, you can. There's a lot of mental health is helpful, but before we even get to that point, many of our questions can be answered by simply just talking to the old people. I know that sounds harsh. I know that sounds harsh, but that's the best way I could put it. There's so much they're full of so much knowledge and experience and wisdom, just untapped wisdom, and they're more than happy to share with you the trials or tribulations of them navigating their own lives, right? Like us starting out trying to answer the question, like, because the big question in life, right, is not what should I do or how should I do this. The big question in life is will I regret not doing whatever you wanted to do? Like, will you regret not taking that big leap of faith? Will you regret not dropping out of school and going to do a mission abroad or whatever your thing is? You can put in whatever you want in that space, but I think that's the overarching question in life is will you regret making this decision or not making this decision? And the only person that can really there's only two people that can help you answer the question: yourself and someone who's been through what you're going through. So the key is to find yourself, your older self, in someone else, because there is there's like no path that hasn't been blazed. There's no trail that hasn't been blazed before. So essentially all you got to do is find that one person who has had the career that you wanted to do, and pick their brain. Pick their brain about it. Ask them, should you go get a PhD? And that's a question I've been dealing with myself. Like, should I go get my PhD? And I've talked to so many people who are older than I am, who are a little seasoned, right? And I ask them, and a lot of them tell me like, no, it's not worth it. This and that. So that has definitely helped shape my own trajectory, and allow me to not make these huge mistakes, because many of my ideas or many of my motivations could be fueled by ego or whatever. But just sitting down with somebody that has that experience will lessen, like, I guess, life's opportunity to allow you to fail, right? It'll help you avoid many of the pitfalls because you're talking to someone who's been through all of those things. Like, how could we completely just ignore a person that has that much knowledge? You're not going to be able to find that stuff in a book. You're not going to find all that anecdotal um, evidence of things in a book. You got to sit down. You got to talk to people, and I think that's what we're missing. Therapy can only get you so far, right? But just having that conversation with some old people, and they're everywhere. Like, just dying to talk to you. And I know you guys witnessed it before. Like, you sit down and you talk to your grandma or your grandpa, which I don't have, but you sit down and you talk to your grandma or your grandpa, and they will just talk your head off and shame on you for not listening, because they're dropping nuggets. They the OG creators of all these nuggets that we're all passing down. There's so many things that I say now that have been passed down from generation to generation, and they're cautionary tales. So I hope this helps you guys. I guess the moral to this whole thing is, try to talk to old people. Try to talk to seasoned people who have had the career that you wanted, or maybe or just anyone, because you may not even known some of the things. And you've been on this earth 70 plus years. Like, you've seen some things, and I think we all could benefit from having these conversations. So I hope this helps you guys. I'll catch you in the next video. And like I always like to ask, who's your therapist? Peace.